Hey guys, what's up? Righteous Gains here. Got another weekly check-in for you guys. As always, I'm driving, so let's get going. Be back at it here real quick. Alright, so today being my weekly check-in, it's also the last week of my 3-month cut. So that's exciting. I have good news. Today I weighed myself. And today's weigh-in also happened to be the lowest weigh-in for this week, and the lowest weigh-in for my cut, which was 185.2 pounds, 16.1% body fat, and then 46.1% muscle. So I am so happy about that. That is down 15 pounds from when I started 3 months ago. And I am also, okay, I don't remember how much body fat percentage I'm down. Where was I? I don't know. I was at least 17 something. So, and I'm almost into the 15%. So that's really cool. I wanted to get down to 50% or lower eventually, not necessarily in this cut. So yeah, that's really awesome. Now let's talk about kind of like how that compares to what I was aiming for. Because from the beginning of the cut, I was aiming actually for 183 pounds. Originally I said 180, but doing the math I realized that would have been kind of a pretty kind of like intense cut. Just that extra 3 pounds kind of would have made it a bit more intense of a cut, and I didn't want to push it so hard this time. I wanted to push it, but not that hard. So I just went with 183 pounds when I did the math. That seemed to be the max amount I could lose if I lose about a pound to pound and a half every week. So we didn't quite hit 183 pounds. We got pretty close, 185. And so I just got distracted when I had a sticker of Trump in their window, but like in the passenger side, so it looked like he was sitting in there. Of course, it didn't look like it, but I just thought it was funny. Anyway, back to the main point. Yeah, so not quite the goal I was aiming for, but we still made amazing progress. And the good news is, compared to this cut, compared to the previous cut I had done, the previous cut was pretty intense. I had a goal of, at one point, 1,500 calories per day, okay? Now the goal was 2,000 calories per day. But the previous cut was 1,500 per day, max, with, what was it? With the 10,000 steps daily. And this cut was just 2,000 with 10,000 steps daily. And, you know, so I was able to get amazing results without having to push so crazy hard. And the cool thing is first of all, the really cool thing is after these 3 months of cutting, I don't feel overly exhausted with my diet. I'm pretty tired from all the exercising, like my joints are starting to hurt a bit. So, you know, we're gonna kind of have to like maybe take a deload week, as they say, right? So just a week where I'm just not pushing my body physically as hard as I can. But I don't feel exhausted from the diet. I don't feel like, man, if I don't freaking eat a cheeseburger right now, I'm gonna kill the next person I see. I don't feel like that at all. And that's really good, which means I can continue the cut. I'm still gonna take a little bit of a break and just move up to maintenance. Just to kind of give myself an overall break, and especially because I'm coming into the finals of my summer semester, so kind of need to dedicate more time to that. So it's not having to focus so much on 100% diet and making sure I'm super low calories is gonna help, you know. So it's kind of good timing in the end. And what else? But regardless, I could keep going in my diet, and that's really cool because in the end I want to lose more weight. So even if I wasn't going to take a 1 week to 2 week break of dieting and just kind of go up to maintenance, you know, I could keep going and potentially lose and get down 183 pounds, you know. And then on top of that, if I, but yeah, anyway, but even after the week or two of not dieting and just maintenance that I'm probably going to do, I will be going back down to a diet because I'm already this close. I don't want to go into a bulk. I'm not as where I want to be as far as leanness goes. I know I'm not focused on bodybuilding, but I don't look anywhere close to a bodybuilder anyway. And I can still lose a little bit more weight for my liking, you know what I mean? So after the maintenance phase, this 1 to 2 week maintenance phase I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back into dieting, and I won't be like sick and tired of dieting to where I'm like, no, I can't do fitness. You know what I mean? That's really cool. And I want to focus on that because the diet before, as I mentioned, was very intense. And by the time I was done with that diet, I didn't want to like even think about a diet again. You know what I mean? Well, I did because I was still very motivated. But man, I was feeling the effects of that diet. The end of that diet was like, okay, let's try to go 1,500 calories today. And I was like, no, I can't do it. I actually upped it to 1,700 because I was like, I literally cannot keep 1,500 calories, keep it that low. It was just too intense of a deficit for me that my body was really fighting me. So that just goes to show why it's important not to go too hard in your deficit. Obviously, you can push harder and you could lose more weight potentially more quickly. But what I learned from me is my fatigue and my ability to handle a diet, to continue it if I need to, is what like just not there. And secondly, honestly, I failed a lot more. That's why I made my diet so intense last time, is because I was like, I don't trust myself to be able to consistently do 2,000 calories every single day. I feel like I'm going to fail more, so I'm going to overcompensate on the days that I'm good, so that when I do fail, it kind of bounces out. And that kind of worked, but this time I want to be like, no, Josh, just be able to stick to something consistently. If you're getting to 2,000 calories a day, stick to 2,000 calories a day. And that way you're not feeling such intense hunger. But if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it every single day. So I made that promise to myself, and I was able to do it, and it felt great. So really good progress in that regard. So just, I feel like that's a cool thing to share with you guys. Next, what else I want to say? Yeah. Oh, I think next thing I was just gonna, a couple other things I was gonna say is, in this 3-month cut, the numbers I just gave you are the best. This is the lowest I've ever weighed since I've been keeping track. So within the last 2 years. Yeah, actually, no, for sure. Even though I haven't been keeping consistent track for the last over the last 2 years, I've been keeping like really consistent track. But even before these last 2 years, I was like checking myself regularly enough to know like, oh yeah, I know I weigh about this much, you know. So I can confidently say this is the lowest I've weighed in the last 4 years, and for real. So that's really cool. I have weighed this low before, but we're going into the 5 to 6 years back, you know. So that's just really cool progress. But I can tell you, I've never been this lean, for sure. Again, I haven't been keeping track of my body fat percentage, except for the last like 1.5 to 2 years. But I know I've never been this lean. I've never been this strong. I've never had this much muscle. So I'm in the best shape I've been in my life up to this point. Now there's still, I don't want to let that be an excuse to be like, oh, I can just give up now, because in the end, the journey's never over, and there's still a lot more things I want to be able to do. But I'm just super psyched about the progress I've made. And yeah, speaking of that, for this 3-month cut in general, I didn't make any PRs this week. If anything, as I mentioned, my body was feeling kind of physically tired, and so I was kind of feeling beat up. Like I could continue the diet, but my body was starting to feel the effects of pushing myself so hard in the gym. The joints start getting achy. The muscles are always sore. So this week, in conjunction with being near the end of the semester, I went to the gym. I've gone to the gym 4 times so far. Tomorrow will be 5. Normally I try to go to 6, but I usually get 5 or 6 days in a week. This week I didn't push myself as hard, and I'm okay with that, because in the end I'm like, you know what, I'm really achy, I'm really busy right now. I'm still going to the gym. I'm just not like, for example, today I did my upper. Instead of 3 sets of 15 pull-ups or 16 pull-ups, I did 3 sets of 10, right? So that's still really good, above maintenance, above what I need to do for maintenance. So I'm still you know, probably, and I'm getting the blood moving, which is going to help me heal faster. But anyway, I digress. But even though I didn't make any PRs this week, over the 3 months that I've done it, I just want to kind of go over the strength that I've gained, which is what I'm really proud about too. I believe at the beginning I was doing about like 8 to 10 pull-ups, and I've increased that all the way up to 15 pull-ups now. So I can do 15. No, I did do 16? 15 or 16, I can't remember. At least 15 for sure, but I can't remember if last week I tried to do 16. But it might have been like I did 15, and then I took a break and I did 1 more. So I don't know if that counts. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Anyway, so I've increased my pull-ups up to 15 in a row. I've increased my leg press from 405 to 445. What else? Oh, my leg extension has gone up a lot. Not yesterday, but this week when I did legs, I did 200 pounds on the leg extension, which is like 2 or 3 like holes, you know, you put the peg in the holes, away from maxing out that machine. Man, did I fry my legs that day. So I'm really hyped about that. That was really cool. What else? My cardio has improved a lot too. I'm not running, I just walk and get my steps in. However, I remember I did run. I every once in a while I would run, just because I just was like, okay, I want to get my steps in and get my miles in, but I'm short on time, so I'm gonna run today, right? And I remember I ran and I was able to get like 2 miles in, and I was breathing hard, but it was the easiest I've done 2 miles in my life. Even though I haven't been consistently running at all. I've been 98% of the time just walking. But I think lowering my weight, increasing my muscle, and also just consistently walking about 8 to 10,000 steps a day has improved drastically my ability to run as well. So that was really cool. Okay, yeah. There's always so many things I want to say, but I feel like those are the main things I want to go over. It was a really fun time doing this cut. I believe my plans going forward, I'm going to make another video about that. I believe I'm going to do, like I said, about a deload week as far as the training goes, about maintenance, and about a week, maybe 2 weeks of just maintenance diet. I think it might just be 1 week. Yeah. I don't know, because I'm not that fatigued, and I do get scared that when I go to maintenance, sometimes I overdo it. I'm like, oh well, I'm just maintenance, but then I'm not on a diet, and then I'm like, oh well, I'll just eat another cookie, and then I'm like over. And I'm not just maintenance, I'm over, right? So I don't want to do that. So yeah, but I do know that my plans for the future, after this deload and maintenance week or two of deload and maintenancing that I'm going to do, I am going to be going back into a cut, because I've made great progress. I'm not where I want to be. I want to get down to, honestly, I'm probably going to aim for 14%. So I got to I got to get down to like 14% body fat. I might just hit 15 and call it good. And then I might go into maintenance or ever so slight bulk, because even though I have been, because even though I'm not sure if I'm going to be where I want to be at 15%, if I'm being honest. Like, look at my body, I look like cool, but again, I'm not bodybuilding focused, but I do wish I was leaner, and I'm not sure if 15% is going to be where I want to be. And so I kind of got to see what happens when I get there. But if I get to 15% and I'm still not 100% happy with, you know, where I want to be as far as leanness goes, I still might go into a bulk, because I feel like at that point I'm going to be 180, dipping into the 170s, and I'm 6'2", and I just feel like at that point I might start feeling, I feel like at that point I'm going to hit some more serious diet fatigue like I did a while ago. So I might go back into, okay, I might hit the brakes and say, okay, let's do a bulk and let's get some more muscle, because I don't think I can put my body that low into a weight, considering how tall I am, without hitting some serious diet fatigue and some more hunger, even though I'm not hitting anywhere near like 12 or below 10% body fat where the hunger really hits, and I never really will. But I just think that at that point I might be like, okay, if I'm still not happy with how I look as far as leanness goes, the solution may not be continuing to diet down and get down to like 175, 170 pounds, which for 6'2" that's getting light, you know what I mean? I think I might say instead, you know what, I think the solution is to get more muscle first. So let's do a bulk, even if it's just a mini bulk or so, very controlled. Let's get some muscle. Let's increase my muscle mass, and then we will see and then we'll go back to the diet and see where I'm at, you know. So yeah, I think that's my plans going forward. This was a longer video today just because I was excited about what I was doing. I'm proud of my progress over the last 3 months. But yeah, and now I'm just gonna leave you guys with a scripture like I always do. This is gonna be in Alma 38 verse 5.
And now, my son Shivlon, I would that ye should remember that as much as ye shall put your trust in God, even so much ye shall be delivered out of your trials and your troubles and your afflictions, and ye shall be lifted up at the last day. As always, I'm just going to leave that with you guys, let you guys ponder it. If you guys watch it into these videos, I appreciate it. I put out these videos to keep myself on track with my own journey. That's pretty much 99% of it, because right now literally no one is watching any of my videos, and that's fine. Again, just knowing that I'm putting it out there is keeping me on track. It really is. And that's why I started doing the daily check-ins on the shorts and the TikTok videos, because I just felt like the daily check-ins every day on these this last month of my cut kind of really helped me stay faithful to the end. Yeah, I just know it's been good for me, and I hope you guys took something out of it, maybe some inspiration or motivation for your fitness journey. But anyway, I just want to share that with you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.